Felicity, it's Chris Reed here from Ardor SEO, and I've put together this short video audit to show you the things you're doing great for your website, but the huge potential you still have lying ahead. So the keyword that we were speaking about via email was freelance graphic design Brisbane. So the first thing I've done is gone over to Google and type in freelance graphic design Brisbane. And you can see these ads up the top, which are fantastic. Ads like that can convert really well. They're very expensive. I mean, keywords like this can usually be $20, $30 a click. But you know, if 10 clicks gets you a customer, that's $300 to get you a customer. If that works for your business, then fantastic. But the problem with Google AdWords is they only get about 2% of the clicks. The vast majority goes to the organic listings. And I can see here for this keyword, you're number 2, so that's fantastic. But I've done it as a comparison with these guys as their number 1, which I can show you right here, the difference between number 1 and number 2. So this is a case study done by Moz, and this is the click-through rate on all the different positions. So the difference between being number 2 at 14% of the click-through rate, which is great, up to number 1, which is 31%, is huge. So you moving that one spot up, you'll double your traffic for this keyword. And really where you want to get to is in this Google Maps box, because that gets a lot of clicks as well. One thing I did notice if you go to Google and type in site colon your domain name, your metadata is not really set very well. So you do have title tags, but they're just not that not that descriptive. So you could do a lot better there. And here for the front one, I'd certainly put your keyword first and then your brand. Like, unless you've got a really strong brand that's going to compel people to click, then it's best to have more what that page is about rather than who you are, because if people don't know you, they're not going to click. But also your site structure is not amazing. Like generally you'd want to see, like, imagine if you sold dog food. You'd have your main page, and then small dogs, medium dogs, large dogs, and then under small dogs you'd have Chihuahua and Jack Russell. It makes it just really easy for Google to understand what's important, and easy for your users to find things too. But there's certainly pages like this one and these category pages that shouldn't be indexed as well, because you actually only have so much domain authority, and that gets spread through all of the index pages. And so the more pages that you have indexed with low quality that just shouldn't be there, it takes it away from the better pages. So if you remove those other pages, everything else will get a little bit more. But if we go over here, we can see that you're ranking for 75 keywords, but only generating around 18 visitors for that. And that tells me straight away that you're ranking just on page 2 for most things. And I can see that your traffic has really dropped off over the last 2 years. So did you receive some penalty or do something to your site? Because you've gone from around 100 visitors a day, down to not a lot. So that's probably something that should be looked at as well. But we can see here's the keywords that you're ranking for, and here's your position. So freelance graphic designer Brisbane, boom. But then, really great keywords like graphic artist Brisbane, graphic designer Brisbane, you're all on page 2. And if we go back to that same chart, page 2 gets around 4% of the traffic, but then again divided up, so you'd get 14% of 4%. So it's not going to be a lot of traffic. So yeah, the great thing is that you already rank for all these terms, but just not on page 1. But moving from page 2 or 3 to page 1 is generally not a lot of work. A bit of improved site structure, content improvements, that can be enough to really move them forward. But the main thing is really domain authority. So if we look at Duo Sister, you can see that they rank for 304 keywords, generating 121 visitors a day. If they were to buy that traffic, it would cost $613 US dollars every single day. And well, this is the sort of traffic that you had a year or so ago, so maybe you have noticed a difference in sales. So The way that Google works, right? They can't tell who's the best graphic designer in Brisbane. Yeah, they can tell how well your site is structured and what content you have. But once those two things are the same, say both of your competing websites have pretty much the same content and the same site structure, then it comes down to domain authority. And if we go and look at your domain authority, it's pretty low. It's at a 3. This trust flow is basically domain authority. And this citation flow is kind of how much link juice is pushing through those links. And so without even looking at them, I can see that these two numbers should be very close to each other. And if they're off like that, it generally means that you've got some bad backlinks. And having a trust flow of 3 from 32 domains is quite low. So the first thing I'd probably do is look at doing a toxic link review. Maybe that is why your rankings dropped off, and you might find that disavowing those links will pop you straight up. So that could be a really quick fix, but it'd need a little bit more investigation. But if we look at these guys, you can see that they've got a trust flow of 22, and their citation flow is very similar, that's what a normal trust flow citation flow ratio should look like. And that comes from 88 referring domains. So the first thing I would really focus on, toxic link review, and then your site structure. So who am I anyway? Well, that's me right there. I'm Chris Reed, the CEO and founder of Ardor SEO, and we specialize in working with firms like yours all over Australia, the UK, and the US. We specialize in working with web designers and even SEO companies. One of our biggest customers is actually, I dare say you've heard of them, Sponsored Links in Brisbane. We've been working with them for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years now, which has been going fantastic. So, my real only question for you today is if you'd like me to put together a strategy to show you in depth how we can generate thousands of more visitors to your website each and every day, each and every month. All you need to do is click the button below this video. It'll pop up my calendar. Just find a date and time that suits you and book in a call. Some questions I'd like you to ask yourself before we have a call is, what's your average customer worth to you? What's your current conversion rate from your website? And what would an extra 1,000 visitors a month do for your business? Anyway, I hope you really enjoyed that video. I hope you found it interesting, and I hope you'll be booking a call. So thank you very much for your time, and have a great day. Bye-bye.